You're locked in with me, Bebe Davis, Bebe Loves Sports, where sports and gaming is the Exquisite Fusion. Hello, everyone. We have been live coverage on and off the air. Analytical statistics, just looking around to see what it is that we can lock down to see where both Sander brothers will land. I'm Bebe Davis, very positive, optimistic that both Shedeur and Shilo Sanders will land somewhere. There's been so much talk about some of your most elite QBs were not picked in the first, second, or third rounds. This is now where we stand to see in history two young men, no matter what anyone says, they may not hit your top tier, your bar none, but they are not trash. So here's my take on today, where Shedeur in QB position could land. I would say off the top, Dallas Cowboys. Now, I have spoken with a lot of people who are enthusiasts, analysts, and fans for the Cowboys. And many say we're not in need of a quarterback. Well, that's Delulu. We're going to keep this light because I think we all have lost some sleep, some brain cells, and where anybody in this conversation on Shedeur, and let's not forget about Shilo would land. With the main spotlight on Shedeur, I would have to say with Dallas, yes, you got QB1, QB2, but there is a lot of disgruntledness there with Dak Prescott. But I would say that's a good choice. Okay, let's move from there. The Cowboys, Raiders. Not because there's some ownership in there from Tom Brady, the GOAT, but that would be a good landing spot. He's already been on the touches, those touches with Shedeur. Okay, so he could still develop. It wouldn't really be a loss. And they can take the noise. That team can take the noise, the circus, whatever you're talking about. Dallas, Jerry Jones, he's his own paparazzi whenever he makes a move. You know, he was doing a jig in the war room, in the draft room, and everybody has something to say. So, Jerry Jones and company, they could take all the heat with no problem. So, Raiders, Cowboys, they could do that. It would be just like drinking water. They're used to it and carry on. I think it would be a good fit either way on that. Also, let's take a look at the Rams. There could be a possibility there with the Rams. That would be less shocking than my wild card. And my wild card is going to be the Lions. That's so far wild card. But that's where I could see Shedeur landing. Cowboy Nation, Raider Nation, wild card, Detroit, and I think that's about it for me. Okay, now I know there was some talk about the Browns, but I just don't see that, and I don't see that with my Packers. I saw a glimpse of that with the Texans, but it has to be a ball club that can withstand all of the press and then settle things down. All right, we're going to move off that and let's take a look at Shilo. Shilo is a sound player. I thought his missed move was leaving the Gamecocks and going to play at Jackson State and then going to Colorado. A lot of people are talking about now you got to come from under your father. You know, I'm going to just jump on and jump off that and say let's not forget about the Mannings. Okay, maybe not as high profile with the father like Dion, but let's not forget about the Mannings. Okay, but this is also a beautiful cautionary tale in there. Another wild card, I would say just a little bit for Shedeur, but that's a wild card, would be the Ravens. But I stick with everything I said. So let's talk about Shilo. I think Shilo would do great not to follow his brother, but if there's still like this shutout with everybody else, hey, go right on over there and make some history with who can take this kind of momentum that will happen. Go straight on to the Cowboys. All right? Make some history there. Or also to go on over to the Raiders. But with Shilo, I could definitely see the Texans. I can definitely see the 49ers. I can definitely see a swivel like, hey, wait, what just happened? You know, because he's a lot more low-key, sound, and grounded. I could even see the Chiefs with Shilo. I think Shilo is less of that momentum, paparazzi type thing than with Shedeur. But, you know, it comes with the territory when you're talking about QB versus any other position. But what I do hope to see is that they both land somewhere. I think a lot of the momentum has shifted from, are you going to really block these two young men out who their games may not be, again, where you think is top tier or your bar, but they're not trash. Neither of their games are trash. And so when you move beyond all of those type of conversations and settle it back down, I think it has spoken to what those who have been there and done that well are responding to what they're seeing. Like you even got a lot of the elite QBs that are still in the NFL that are talking, even if they say like one word, okay? And they are expressing themselves. You know, Mahomes, you know, he spoke in a unspoke way, but he spoke. You know, you got so many people come with their different deliveries. And I just feel like this is a cautionary tale. The cautionary tale we'll get more into because I got a lot of POVs breaking this down. But this is where I feel like would be the best landings for that. It has to be that ball club, that owner, to digest everything and keep it focused on football, and they can handle that chitter chatter because it will die down. This is just a headline of the hour where we all can, in professional sports, could get our analytic gear, and we've got humble too because none of us didn't see this coming. Whereas Shedeur went down the draft, and then there's Shilo, but I think overall they've done an incredible job versus the adversity that's going on. And anytime that you're in a public throw of public figureships, you're going to need that strong vibe there, that tough skin to move off the clutter off the chatter, off everything that's coming at you, and stay focused in what you need to stay focused with. So that's my POV right there on the landings. And I'm just excited to see how this all will play out. And believe me, it will floor me if they don't get drafted. I think that we have to really take another big conversation piece on that. But right now, we have history that has been made, which a lot of people are not focusing on. Let's just say this. Those in round 1 and round 2 who got into the league, congratulations to everybody who got drafted. Round 3, the focus was on dominating the one who hasn't got drafted yet, and that's Shedeur Sanders. Look at that factual fact. He's not drafted yet, but he has took the sails out of everybody's big time to shine, because even though people are talking about those who have gotten drafted after round 1 and round 2, everybody else is overshadowed. So how's that for take that? Which is not what I think the powers that be thought about. So he's still making the headlines. And I do believe that somebody, one of those teams that can withstand that whole momentum that's going to come, they can withstand that. So I'm excited to see who is going to be. I'm about to go get me some more little naps in. And that's one of those naps like I'm just resting my eyes. Not like a nap. Because we got a draft that's still happening right now. And as we conclude for Saturday, yes, history will be made. And I think it will be made in the most awesomeness way possible. And we're living history. We are in the history of something never seen before. And so I would definitely document that. And yeah, that's what we're a part of. So keep it locked with me. The daggers were set for the Sanders. But the they who dig the daggers will get the daggers back. You know what I mean? In one way or the other. So, congratulations to all who has been drafted. I'm Bebe Davis. Bebe loves sports, and sports and gaming is the Exquisite Fusion. Dagger Queen. And we shall see where the Sanders young men will land, or will we be mind blown? I'd rather not be that kind of mind blown. Some more to come. Peace.